Welcome. This is Monty. Back again. We're doing a special broadcast this this morning on terrorist prevention and awareness. For those of you who aren't aware of it, unfortunately, there was a major incident in Boston yesterday, and it seems we had a number of fatalities and at least 170 injuries, and a number of people are in a critical condition. What we're doing is, unfortunately, we're going to have to take a look at being more aware of terrorist activities and what roles individuals can play. For the most part, if you haven't heard, law enforcement and various federal agencies are looking into how the public can provide more information or provide as much information as possible in terms of making sure that you guys are using your cell phones and your various other individual cameras, any notes, any information. This all has to be and should be passed along to the authorities. So again, it's very important that everyone be aware of the fact that there are some things that the public at large can do in terms of making sure that the law enforcement agencies of the world, etc., are going to be able to accumulate as much information as possible in order to follow up and find out and get to the bottom of the problem. Okay, so we're just getting started with this particular streaming. This is a live streaming broadcast, and as usual, we welcome you guys' participation, and we appreciate it when you join us and to give us some idea in terms of how we're doing, with these particular broadcasts. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, of course, we want you to call us, instant message us, and let us know basically how we're doing. So again, this particular live video presentation is going to focus on the current tragic events in Boston, and we're taking a look at specifically what roles individuals can play. This is, as usual, an informal broadcast in a sense that we are interrupting the normal structure of the broadcast so that everyone can be a part of it and participate, because we want as much feedback as much as possible, and we want everyone to be aware of the fact that there are some things that you can do in terms of assisting the law enforcement agencies, federal governments, agencies of the United States in particular and the world to let everyone know that this tragic event is not going to go unnoticed, and that we're going to address it, and that we're going to contribute and get to the bottom of it. And one of the things that we can do, see, we all have a role to play. We all have various devices. We have our PDAs, we have our smartphones, iPhones, various cameras, different gadgets that we carry around and we use on a daily basis. Believe it or not, those same devices are typically critical in a situation like this, where individuals are freely taking pictures of their surrounding areas. A lot of people are taking group pictures with friends, relatives, and associates. The runners in general, a lot of people are taking pictures of the runners and such. And those are going to be critical. Okay, that evidence, that information is going to be critical to law enforcement, federal government agencies, anti-terrorist divisions of our police departments and such. So you don't want to take for granted that you could very well have some key information on your smartphone, on your separate camera and such. So you want to preserve that information, get a copy over to your local law enforcement agencies as soon as possible, and then that way they can sift through all of the information that they need in order to figure out exactly what is going on or what has occurred in this tragic event in Boston. Um, some of the things that we want to focus on, particularly, are going to be cameras, business owners, merchants. Uh, you guys have camera systems typically in your establishment, so you probably want to take a look at what surveillance footage that you already have that you can turn over to the law enforcement agencies, particularly in Boston. And I think New York is probably going to be taking a look at um, the same type of information. So don't hesitate again to take a look at your video cameras in your businesses, your stores, restaurants, gas stations. Tourists, every tourist has smartphones and devices that they're using to document their trips and the different things that uh, they want to take note of, and a lot of that information again is going to be very critical, and we're requesting that everyone get out your smartphones, take a look at what's on your smartphone and your cameras, and the business shop owners take a look at what you recorded in your own establishments, and that way we can all contribute to a successful or expedient um, resolution of this particular problem. Again, just in case you guys, a few people out there don't know, there was a tragic event in New York, and basically had to do with a terrorist related event in Boston, and there was a number of people killed, and at least 100 people on critical that are in critical condition, and we want to make sure that we find out as soon as possible what exactly what has happened. Okay, right now I'm just making sure that I get the as many um, notices out to the general community um, as far as what this particular session is all about. So forgive me for just a moment. Yeah, typically what we do is um, we're trying as much as possible every day to have a live presentation. And since this particular situation has occurred in Boston, we want to make sure that we pay particular attention to doing whatever we can to uh, notify the public that there is a role that you can play in terms of getting over to law enforcement. Again, as much information as you can. The businesses, those of you who have camera systems and who can look through your footage. Take a look at your footage and try and determine, what you have on your camera systems. You could very well have something critical on your camera systems that could help law enforcement determine exactly what has happened. The smallest little things that you may not think are important, could very well turn out to be very important. Okay? So don't hesitate to, take a look at your own footage and see whether or not you have anything. And for those of you in our industry, who have surveillance related businesses like mine, and individuals, a lot of individuals are looking at the spy gear that we sell, rent, and layaway. A lot of people are looking at that. So a number of you could very well be in a position when you go out in the future. You may want to consider, when you go out in the future, going to these public events. Maybe if you have a watch or pin or keychain or something that you purchase as a novelty item, a lot of people are starting to take a look at these things, as novelty items. They're fun and entertaining and all that. But also, don't hesitate to look at that device and take it out with you, okay? And realize this could be a critical piece of evidence that you can get off of your spy watch, your spy keychain, or your spy pin, or your button camera. A lot of these a lot of these devices can be used to help determine, again, things that are going on, and a lot of these keychains that we sell, for instance, the watches and the pins, they do record time and date stamped information. So you don't want to take for granted, that you could very well have something very important. Uh, Again, what law enforcement can take a look at, just in case they need to review what's been captured. Okay? So again, make sure you guys understand that, particularly you gadget lovers, if you have purchased, something from a spy store such as mine, and you're going out and you're videotaping with your novelty spy products and gadgets, with your pins and your keychains and your watches, don't hesitate to use those devices again to record and document things that are going on. It's fun to have a spy gadget on your person and all that, but at the same time, you can use those same devices to record and document with the time and date stamped information. Um, It'll probably be really critical information to some law enforcement agency, for instance, that's trying to figure out exactly what has transpired. So, again, it's going to be very important that you guys lend a hand to this effort. And unfortunately, terrorist-related events are a reality, and we don't want to take it for granted, because it seems like America is more and more increasingly a target for these types of events, and we have a number of marathons that are going to be starting up in the very, very near future. We have London, I think, next, probably New York and LA, more likely is not far behind. So you guys may want to consider you know, look in your your closets and your wherever you keep your spy gadgets, particularly those of you who purchase spy gadgets from us. You may want to consider taking these things with you when you go on vacation. Um, and turn on your watch, turn on your keychain, your pen. Those of you in law enforcement arena, the private investigators, when you go and attend these events, you are probably going to be in a very good position to document and make a note of the same thing. You know, all these things that are happening with the surveillance devices that you guys use, okay, as well. So those of you in the law enforcement agency are private investigators. A lot of you are already in a good position to lend a hand to this effort. So we're asking everyone, you know, the gadgets that you play with every day and the things that you consider, you know, neat little spy products and all that, you know, you can very well save someone's life or prevent a future incident by using those same devices, okay, to lend a hand to local law enforcement agencies and in terms of apprehending these people are preventing such an occurrence from going on in the future. This particular broadcast, you guys, is being recorded, and we're going to provide a link to it on the website, and more than likely upload a copy, as usual, to all the various places, YouTube, etc., etc., so that if you guys want to take advantage of you know, reviewing it and downloading it and using it for your own training efforts, that's fine. We typically just ask that you make a note that, you know, where you obtained or some credit or something for DPL surveillance equipment, if that's possible. Okay, so again, this particular session is primarily focused on this particular tragic incident in Boston. And if you don't know, look at your news and understand this is a very, very serious situation. And law enforcement agencies are asking everyone to, who were a part of that particular event, if you have your smartphones with you, your cameras with you, if you have any account recollection of what happened, you may want to turn that information over to your local law enforcement agencies. They're combing through hundreds and thousands of bits of pieces of information to piece this together and get an accurate idea of what had happened, who was in the area, were there any suspicious things going on, packages left. Maybe you have some video footage of something, such as a package, a person, a car that was in a certain area. You don't want to take these things for granted, okay? And we may get interrupted with phone calls and emails and text messages and such. And we always warn you guys in advance because we typically like to invite the customers and people to be a part of the discussion. Okay, this is a discussion that we want everyone to take advantage of and be a part of. So again, the idea behind this particular session is terrorist prevention and awareness. We have a lot of information on our website or our blog site. It mentions terrorist-related videos and articles and such. So those of you who are in this particular line of work, you may want to go to the website when you get a chance and understand that quite possibly you can contribute to the overall idea of again providing information to those agencies who really need to get a handle on what happened in Boston, and your time and date stamp video evidence is going to be very critical and very important to those who are looking to piece together what happened in Boston. So don't hesitate to take a look at what information you have and how that can assist in those particular efforts over there. Okay, so this particular session will be available online. Uh, we always make sure to post a copy on our website, and as usual, it'll be on YouTube, so that you guys will be able to go to it and refer back to it and see, just in case there's anything that you quite possibly missed out on. Um, and we encourage everyone to be a part of these live broadcasts. So if you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to pass along that might help us out, get to the bottom of the activities in Boston, don't hesitate to join in. The Twitter feeds, Facebooks of the world are all looking at lending a hand and playing a role as well in terms of trying to get an idea of what happened and how we all can contribute to the current law enforcement efforts to figure out what happened over there. So we encourage you guys' feedback and your involvement because it's really critical for everyone to play a role and understand no matter how minuscule the information that you might think it is, it could very well be very important if pieced together and looked at by law enforcement and the different people whose jobs it is to figure out these types of crimes. These are very serious crimes, very tragic events, and no matter how minor the details that you may have in terms of what you think is minor, or it could very well make all the difference in the world. So again, a lot of our customers have purchased from us the spy watches. They have high resolution video and audio, the pins and the keychains. Don't forget, you guys, you can use that same type of technology. You can use those same devices in a situation like this, where you actually get a chance to record something. So again, you never know how important that information can be until you turn it over, and until you let law enforcement or some agency take a look at it and see exactly what you captured. So again, you don't want to take for granted what this how important this information could be as far as resolving these efforts, resolving these problems. Okay. So, so for those of you who are new to, make sure you tune in, and we encourage you to be a part of the discussion. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, We appreciate those questions, comments, and suggestions. You never know how important, again, this this information could ultimately be. And you can go onto our website and or go to our blog site, and we have lots of terrorist-related information. We have videos and articles, and you never know how what you may learn, and if you're particularly in the business, you could very well see something that's going to complement your own anti-terrorist related um, uh, uh, activities as well. So we're feel free to contact us, and hopefully we can partner with and work with some of you guys as well. So again, this has been Monty. We're gonna probably upload the recording of this, and so you can review it, and if you have any questions, you can just get in touch with us that way, and that way we can take a look at your particular concerns and see whether or not there's anything we need to address as far as you guys' concerns are. So we appreciate you guys joining us in this particular session, and we look forward to having you again in the next session. Okay? You guys have a great and safe day, and we'll conclude this particular session. Bye.